Abhijit, live in concert. For info, call 592-628-6582, 592-661-5990. For the first time, playback singer Abhijit, live in concert on Sunday, 7th May at Everest Cricket Club, Georgetown. Powered by the Massive Tank.
Happy new month to you with your Monday, May 1, 2023 main newscast. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us and a happy Labor Day to you. We'll get to the news in details. Attorney at law and civil rights activist Elizabeth Dean Hughes is calling on the government of Guyana to tell citizens which provisions in the lopsided production sharing agreement it signed with U.S. oil major ExxonMobil will be subjected to the sanctity of contract principles. Her comments come on the heels of a statement recently made by Vice President Barrett Jagdeo, who threatened that, quote-unquote, bricks would fall on Exxon's head if it refuses to allow Guyana to audit beyond the timeline stipulated in the agreement. Given that the deviation from the contract and the sudden apparent disregard for the sanctity of contract principle, the lawyer believes that the government must be prepared to say which firms will remain bound by this feature and which will not be. In fact, the attorney said that the question is most necessary as the oil and gas activities in the Stabroek Block continue to scale up. In other news, the unprecedented production statistics recorded in recent days by oil and gas giant ExxonMobil has not slipped the attention of the Oil and Gas Governance Network, an advocacy arm dedicated to better management of Guyana's petroleum sector. In a recent missive, members of the group, including Alfred Boulay, Dr. Vincent Adams, Andre Bradley, Janet Bulkan, and Darshanan Kushiel, reasoned that citizens have been assured on multiple occasions by the petroleum companies that their operations are in keeping with international standards. These standards, however, require inspectors to certify compliance. The OGGN members pointed out presently that Guyana has been assured of a $600 million insurance policy per oil spill event in the Stabroek Block, where over 11 billion barrels of resources have already been discovered. In other news, Exxon is pushing the limit of scale of oil production with their Liza Phase 1 and 2 projects. We had reported that Exxon managed to produce over 400,000 barrels per day in recent months. These projects were designed to safely produce oil at 340,000 barrels per day together. With the latest production numbers on the Petroleum Management Program for March, Exxon continues to surpass 4,000 barrels of oil per day on multiple days. Originally designed to produce 100,000 barrels of oil per day with safe, sustainable at peaks of 120,000 barrels per day, the Liza Phase 1 Environmental Impact Assessment said oil production can go as high as 144,000 BPD. However, Liza 1's production since debottlenecking in 2022 has surpassed this, producing over 150,000 barrels of oil per day. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. We will return with more news after the break. Stay with us.
On Sunday, 7th May, Everest Cricket Club, Georgetown. He is coming for the first time. Direct from India, Abhijit. Abhijit, live in concert. For info, call 592-628-6582, 592-661-5990. For the first time, playback singer Abhijit, live in concert on Sunday, 7th May at Everest Cricket Club, Georgetown. Powered by the Massive Tank.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Police in Region 3 District are investigating the killing of a handyman on Saturday afternoon at the New Road, Vredenhoop, West Coast, Demerara. The man was identified as Wafab Wahib, age 45, called Ricky, of Lot 6, Harlem, West Coast, Demerara. Investigators learned that Ricky was attacked and stabbed multiple times to his body by suspects on bicycles, shortly after leaving his aunt's home around 18 hours at New Road, Vredenhoop. She told police that she had seen him away because he was drunk. She sent him away rather because he was drunk. An eyewitness told the cops that he was walking out of New Road when his killers pounced on him in the vicinity of Tricky's bar. After stabbing the man, the killer rode off in the Evergreen Street and escaped. Ricky reportedly fell to the ground but got up and managed to stagger into the bar, where patrons raised an alarm that he was bleeding. In other news, a toy gun bandit was on Saturday caught hiding in a trench after he and 3 others were reportedly armed with real guns invaded a Chinese supermarket at Good Hope on the east coast of Demerara and robbed the owners of cash, cell phones, and phone cards. Police identified the bandit as 21-year-old man of Ben Street, Worthmanville, Georgetown. According to police, he and 3 accomplices, armed with handguns, pulled up in a grey car and invaded the supermarket around 12 hours 20. They held the 3 Chinese nationals who were there at the time at gunpoint and quote-unquote beat them up before grabbing a number of phone cards, cash, and cell phones. As the gunmen were leaving in the car, one of them became triggerly happy and decided to fire off shots, but it only gained the attention of a licensed firearm holder who took out his shotgun and began to return fire. One of his bullets stuck in their cars, slowing them down, and the police were alerted. A police motorcycle patrol responded quickly and engaged them in a high-speed chase. The bandits could only get as far as Monrepo. As the police gave chase, 2 of them engaged the cops in a shootout and escaped, but the toy gun bandit had no choice but to jump into a trench and seek cover. With no one else to run, he was forced to surrender. Police found the stolen phone cards and some cash in his possession before seizing his weapon, which turned out to be a metal toy gun. Investigations are ongoing. And finally, at this time, with its 17.7 billion budgetary allocations this year, the Guyana Water Incorporated (GWI) is looking to spend approximately 108,850. That should be 108,850,000 out of its allocation to facilitate the drilling of potable wells in 5 villages located in Region 1. This information was disclosed during the recent opening of tenders at the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board. According to the documents, GWI intends to drill wells at High Macabre, Camwater, Warmuri, Mabaruma Settlement, and Blackwater Savannah, all villages located in Region 1. And before we wrap things up here on your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM, we turn our attention to the page 7 on the Kaieteur News that is dedicated of being blunt. And of course, today Blunt is titled Number 5 Done, Number 6 to Come. Guyana should just rubber stamp all these oil projects at the same time. Jack Deere should do away with the trickery and just make it official. Oil project number 6, number 7, and number whatever. Just seize with the merry-go-round and approve the projects. Like the Japanese CEO said, it's just a formality. Guyanese should stop fooling themselves that Jack Deere fighting for them. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Josh Van Sleckman. Thank you for joining us. Have a great remainder to your Labor Day, Monday, May 1, 2023, and continue to listen to us here on Kaieteur Radio. Bye for now.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook page at Kaieteur Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaieteur